I don't know what it is, but despite my love of Disney World War II propaganda when it features Mickey or Donald, there's something really uncomfortable about the Seven Dwarfs being used for propaganda. It feels like they're kind of being pimped out in a way. And I don't know why that is, or why I don't feel that way about the other characters. Nevertheless, Seven Wise Dwarfs, very in-your-face title there, of course, is interesting to watch from a historical perspective, but it's questionable in a lot of ways. I don't know why, but I just find the characters using them this way to be a little bit unusual or uncomfortable. Obviously, this is trying to sell war bonds, which is usually what Disney is doing. They're doing it for the National Film Board of Canada. It's something they've done quite a lot in different shorts. This is the first time I've seen one that doesn't feature Mickey and friends. I'm not sure if there are any others. I will discuss them in due course if there are, of course. But there are also a lot of really great things about this. It was directed by Richard Lyford, and it features the Seven Dwarfs, of course. A lot of this is kind of replicated from Snow White, and I think that might be the reason why I find it a bit unusual, because it's kind of taking this beautiful, beautiful film that, that did really beautiful things for Disney several years prior, and is replicating a lot of it. They use the Hi-Ho song, but they've reworded it, and, they start off working in the mine, and they're just like the Seven Dwarfs that we know and love. But then they suddenly decide to go and buy war bonds, and they all go off to buy war bonds, and they're using these gems that they have mined. They're investing them in saving certificates. They work hard, they mine those gems, and then they turn them into war bonds. And yeah, I mean, is it effective as propaganda? I don't know. Maybe some people did get inspired to buy Canadian war saving certificates after watching this. I would assume not, but I could be wrong. The characters themselves have their usual personalities. Dopey encounters a problem, which I won't go into. You can watch it if you want to see it. It's interesting. Definitely I thoroughly enjoyed it from an analytical and historical perspective. There was a lot in this that I kind of raised my eyebrows at. The lyrics of the song, check it out and listen to it. I thought this is an interesting way of reusing a song that has become popular and obviously decades over the years. That made no sense. But over the decades is obviously still very beloved. But when you hear it being used for the war, it just feels a little bit weird. I thoroughly enjoyed it from a historical perspective. Very fascinating to watch. A little bit creepy. For example, if we went to war now, touch wood, that does not happen, but if we went to the Third World War and they started using the Seven Dwarfs to encourage me to enlist or something, I would find that weird. I'd love to know how people at the time found it. But definitely check it out if you're interested in cartoon propaganda or Disney's interpretation of the Second World War. I think you'll find it interesting, maybe a little disturbing, but it's certainly fascinating and worth watching.